It's been a good while since I took up the mantle of the great big judge between the three space simulation space games in space, right? Well, since I last took a look, Star Citizen still had below $200 million budget, Elite Dangerous still enjoyed quarterly updates, and No Man's Sky, well, that one's been in its own space the whole time anyways, doing its own thing. But now, I'm tempted to include one more game in this list, a newcomer to the trio, the X4. So for today I'll go over more recent news and updates on each game since my last video, but if you want to listen to that before you jump in this one, there will be a link in the description. So then let's start with the newbie, X4, released by Ubisoft on 2018, November 30th, basically at the end of the year. A successor to the X series of space games that plenty of people, even a hardcore fan can tell you, had issues. For X4, the UI is what only a loving mother could describe as god-awful ugly. The rest of us would, well, probably use a bit more colorful expressions. The physics are near non-existent, combat is bland, sound design is tremendously lacking, yet, for all of its leper-like attributes that makes you want to call Hans with a flamethrower, developers, though small team, are still really dedicated bunch and have made the best trading space game of all four. I kid you not when I say that it has the best trading and market simulation, as you can literally drive prices down or up depending on what you do, employing a mass fleet of miners or traders. And you know, for a more in-depth look, I'd recommend you just take a look at my quote-unquote review of the game, but in summary, X4 needs ergonomics and UI design. Stat! Next up, this time let's go the other way around, starting with Star Citizen. Oh boy, so first off, it's not a game. Not yet. As the project nears its 7th year, it's still in alpha stages. I honestly really don't feel like recapping all the pointless changes, it's all alpha anyways, right? And I'll just say this, after $200 million budget milestone, they organized a free weekend or free fly weekend event. And in order for people to experience even a 30 frame a second cinematic test play, every graphical thing seemingly got cut. Lighting, textures, and everything notable. All of it got reduced, but hey, it still looks stunning if given a chance. To this day, I still barely can keep my inner squee fangirl in check when I look at different ships and their details. And sure, now when you get to test the project, you will get around 40 frames on somewhat regular basis, but the most idiotic thing about this is, the more people on the server, the less frames you get, and the maximum capacity of a server is 50. Yes, the server dictates your frame rate, no matter where you are or what models have been loaded in your current scene. So not even a beast PC like what I got myself will solve the issue. And let's remember that this is what the CIG, the company that makes this stuff, is willing to present to you, the backers. Just, you know, think about that. As for the news, the Squadron 42, the single-player portion of this project, currently is being heavily focused, because allegedly CIG has almost run out of money. Wait, Yannick! Are you telling us that this has run out? Well, allegedly. The fuck did they spend that money on? $100,000 hookers for the last half decade? So, yeah, right now CIG is focusing on releasing Squadron 42 beta around 2021, as they announced it a while back, but we'll see if Chris Roberts can actually control his sad Hollywood dreams at bay for this project. Regardless, they plan on updating Star Citizen, sure, but the focus obviously is in earning money, so that they can continue work. Oh, is that a spaceship? Take my money! As pretty and amazingly intriguing the project looks, I would preach skepticism in doses big enough to kill a creationist. In a way, I suppose I wish this would come out good, as the sales pitch that Chris gave indeed worked. Yet, as some history buffs would say, he fracked all the backers and whales enough, but will we see even a passable product at the end? Well, I'm not hoping, I'm just waiting now. Waiting for one of the two outcomes to happen, and I think you know what I'm referring to. Oh, right, and every time I talk about Star Citizen, I have to mention this. If you want to support something awesome and amazing that makes great things and in part is crowdfunded, check out my Patreon first. No Man's Sky. So right now everyone's waiting for the Beyond update, a name that they allegedly took to aggravate Elite Dangerous, and its rather lackluster series of updates that they've named Beyond 2. That or the space sim developers are unimaginative as hell. So take your pick at this point. Regardless, now Halo games are doing seemingly all the right things. With Beyond, they're releasing some VR stuff. On top of that, just releasing updates that are well made, and they patch issues, well, fast enough, I suppose. And keeping Sean Murray's big disgusting mouth shut. Nowadays, you're even able to play with 7 other space idiots and ruin one of your generated worlds. It's quite amazing how in the time of maintenance modes and lack of progression from its peers, No Man's Sky has actually gone beyond redemption and become almost a good game. Wait, did I just make a pun? But seriously though, if you're not bothered by the saturated colors and crafting in space, I would even recommend you try the thing out. Though be prepared that in part, controls are not rebindable, there is no HOTAS support, and pretty much everything else has consolitis design. And the constant comparisons to Minecraft are being thrown by, well, everyone. As for Elite Dangerous, a finished game, a full experience, updated and fixed. Well, at least a little. What can it offer over the other 3 contenders? Well, decent combat for one, passable trading, and exploration like you would not believe. Still, to this day, not a single one of the games I talked about could compare with the precision or size of Elite Dangerous sandbox or mechanics. Well, okay, No Man's Sky maybe, but they should make a better Galaxy map before I even consider it. Still, as I mentioned, combat in Elite still is unbeaten, mostly because Star Citizen lacks stability and frame rates, otherwise I would say they go toe-to-toe. Trading-wise, well, it's okay. Passable okay, but nothing more. No dynamic markets, and missions, well, a bit more engaging, still falls flat in front of X4. So exploration indeed is the thing that this space sim is best known for. That and the general gameplay consistency, but again, No Man's Sky has that too. Now that I think it actually, what about the immersion? Yes, that feeling of actually being in a spaceship, doing things, exploring and exploding things. Yes, I would say that's probably one of the things too that Elite excels in. The closest game to a full-blown space sim would be Elite. Also, it's worth mentioning that it is the cheapest of the bunch too. Well, at least the base game is. Still, right now and until the next console generation in late 2020, Elite is literally put on ice. The dreaded game-killing maintenance phase has been given to it until 2020 update, meaning that pretty much the only updates that will be coming out will be fixing or maintaining the existing servers and gameplay. And sometimes I wonder even if they do that. Sure, they're bringing out some little things from time to time, but for many players, if not all of them, it's not enough, especially for lifetime pass holders. But then, what's so special about the 2020 update? Well, developers swear that it will be the greatest update ever! And if you believe leaks and rumors, the FPS module, commonly known as Space Legs, and the base building would be a thing in this update. But again, that's just leaks and rumors. One thing though is certainly sure, it will be a paid update, so it better be worth it. Regardless, let's say the FPS module is coming out. Well, then in that case, Star Citizen will be up shit creek without so much as $1,000 spaceship paddle. But returning to the current times and actual facts, let's talk about questionable marketing in gaming industry. Let's not forget that Elite Dangerous sold a season pass, which is essentially a pre-order of updates without detailed description as to what they are, and alongside that they also sold lifetime passes for only one update as of current times after 6 years. Then of course we have microtransactions because whale hunting is amazing, right? And in September update, they are releasing an in-game currency that will obscure the actual value of what you are buying. So in a gist, Frontier Development's marketing team are not above attempting to milk their players for more money, with rather questionable methods. So yeah, let's not forget that. But as for the next year and a half, Elite, well honestly, I hate to say it, but it is pretty much worth only for new players, as they get to experience all the new things and whatnot else that they're giving out now. But as for the rest of us, yeah, I have no answer for you. So then after all that, in the end, Elite is still the king, the undisputed king in the space sim genre. No Man's Sky has a really nice and enjoyable alternative gameplay if you're into crafting and bright colors. X4 is for people who like the series or just simply want to play something that constitutes as an EVE Online in a single player. And Star Citizen, it's a mess. A really dirty, rash-creating diaper mess that you and me, those that have backed it, will have to swallow. Yeah, not looking towards that. But as the last thing, I'd recommend you take a look at the original video that I made and referenced to throughout the whole thing. And hey, if you enjoyed this one, perhaps, hey, well, just share it around, it's all good stuff. But as for now, the space awaits the clunky controls and bad menus. Woo, space!